There's a lie being whispered through the veins of society. It's subtle, but deadly. A soft lullaby that rocks millions to sleep in the cradle of comfort while their dreams rot in silence. It says, "You deserve this. You should already have it. If the world were fair, it would be yours." But the truth, the world owes you nothing. Not your success, not your recognition, not your comfort. Success is not a birthright. It is a conquest. It must be hunted down with clarity, devotion, and discipline, not waited on like a package that never arrives. We live in an era where too many expect trophies for simply showing up, where desire is mistaken for action, where passion is mistaken for progress, and where entitlement replaces effort. But there was a time not so long ago when men and women understood something deeper, that life bows only to those who rise and take it, not the loud, not the entitled, but the relentless. Look at the great builders of civilization. Edison failed 1,000 times before he lit the world. Carnegie came to America with nothing but hunger in his eyes. Lincoln clawed through failure after failure to free a nation from itself. They didn't sit around waiting to be chosen. They chose themselves. And that is where the modern world has lost its edge. We've traded grit for grievance, earned wisdom for echo chambers, personal responsibility for public outrage. But entitlement is a thief. It steals your fire before you've even learned to strike the match. It convinces you that because you want something badly, you should have it easily. It blinds you to the simple, eternal law of the universe. Nothing of value comes without a price. Not in gold, but in sweat, in sacrifice, in silence when no one sees your grind, in nights where doubt screams louder than dreams, and you keep going anyway. This is what they don't teach in schools anymore. That resilience is the real currency. That confidence is not inherited. It's built by breaking and rebuilding. And let me be clear, entitlement doesn't always look lazy. Sometimes it looks like hustle. Loud, aggressive, desperate to be seen. But underneath, it's hollow. Because hustle without humility is noise, and drive without direction is chaos. Entitlement feeds on comparison. It tells you he's ahead, she's richer, they're luckier, why not me? But comparison is a distraction from creation. You cannot build your destiny with your eyes on someone else's life. You can't run toward greatness while staring at the path of another. Those who win, they don't expect a shortcut. They become the road. They plant their feet in the fire and say, if no one hands it to me, I'll forge it myself. And they do. Because success, real success, isn't given. It's earned. Every inch, every scar, every sleepless night where you whisper to yourself, not yet, but soon. That voice, that whisper, that's your grit waking up. That's your spirit remembering its strength. But only if you stop waiting. Only if you stop demanding that the world make room for you, and start proving why it should. Understand this. The universe rewards one thing: movement. Not perfection, not potential, but motion. Your ambition means nothing if it stays inside you. You can have talent, intelligence, creativity, but if you're waiting to be noticed, you'll be forgotten. You were not built to be handed greatness. You were built to earn it, to fail, to fall, to rise without applause, and rise again. Ask any self-made man or woman, they will tell you the day they stopped expecting and started executing was the day everything changed. It wasn't when they got the job, or hit $1 million, or built their dream. It was before all that, in the silence, in the suffering, in the decision to stop blaming, stop waiting, and start building. And that is where the transformation happens. Because here's the real secret. The moment you take full ownership of your life, the world begins to respond. Not immediately, not loudly, but inevitably. The seeds you plant in discipline will bloom in destiny. The hours you spend in solitude will echo in success. The battles you win in silence will speak louder than anything you post online. But you must choose. Will you keep asking the world to give you more? Or will you demand more from yourself? Will you complain about the weight, or rise to carry it? Will you fade with the crowd, or step forward and say, I will not be owed, I will earn every single breath of this life, because that's what greatness demands, not comfort, not credit, but courage and consistency, and those cannot be given, they must be chosen, they must be built, not once, but every single day. So the question isn't whether you deserve success, the question is, will you become the kind of person who earns it over and over again? Because success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who work while they wait, to those who show up, not just when it's easy, but when it's brutal, boring, and lonely. It's easy to post a quote, easy to write a goal, easy to dream big. What's hard is grinding in silence while everyone else scrolls, staying focused when distractions are cheaper than discipline, choosing patience over praise. But that's the price, that's the cost of greatness. And no, you don't get to skip the line, you don't get a shortcut, you don't get applause before results. You get to build yourself into someone unstoppable, because the moment you stop feeling owed, you start feeling hungry. And hunger moves mountains. Hunger sharpens your vision. Hunger humbles you. Hunger forces you to create when others complain, to rise when others rest. That's the mindset that wins. Not entitlement, but evolution. Not comfort, but commitment. So if you're tired of being stuck, if you're tired of feeling behind, unseen, unrecognized, that's your wake-up call. Use it. Because success doesn't show up with a gift box. It shows up after 1,000 invisible choices that no one will ever see. Success is the consequence of consistency, and consistency is the child of ownership. When you own your time, own your thoughts, own your effort, own your attitude, the world starts to shift around you. People notice, doors open, not because they gave you a chance, but because you created one. So here's the final truth. Entitlement is the death of potential. Responsibility is its resurrection. You don't get what you wish for. You get what you're willing to work for every damn day. So stop waiting, stop wishing, stop resenting, and start building, start grinding, start becoming. Not because the world owes you anything, but because you owe it to yourself to become everything you were born to be. Earn it, every inch, every day. Until there's no doubt who you are. You are not entitled, you are unstoppable. Because in the end, no one remembers the ones who wanted it. They remember the ones who refused to quit until they got it. They remember the ones who showed up when it was raining, who kept walking when it was dark, who didn't need applause to stay committed, because their vision was louder than their excuses. And that can be you. That must be you. If you're tired of starting over, then stop giving up. If you're tired of waiting, then start moving. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You just need a decision. One that says, I will never let entitlement rob me of the life I'm here to live. Because you weren't made for mediocrity. You weren't built to settle. You are not a victim of your conditions. You are the architect of your outcomes. So build. Bleed if you have to. Sacrifice what you must, because your dream is not a fantasy, it's a responsibility, and it's waiting. So build. It's waiting for the real you, the disciplined you, the focused you, the undeniable you. So go earn it, not once, every single day.